And the governor of New Mexico is getting a lot of criticism over a new emergency order that suspends open and concealed carry laws in the city of Albuquerque. Now, this comes after a bunch of shootings there recently, including one that resulted in the death of a child. Take a listen.
The purpose is to try to create a cooling off period while we figure out how we can better address public safety and gun violence.
Now, a lot of people there are quite literally up in arms over the ban. Yesterday, protesters took to the streets to demonstrate against that new rule. But it's not just those that are pushing back. Albuquerque's mayor, the police chief there, and a county sheriff are all vowing not to enforce the governor.
There was the governor of New Mexico, courtesy of NBC News, with her 6 weeks to slow the spread moment. She has issued a ban on the concealed carry and the open carry of firearms in the city of Albuquerque for the next 30 days. This is in response to the gun violence that has taken place in New Mexico over the last few months, the most recent being a circumstance of road rage, which ended in the death of a child. Another example was a couple months ago, there was a group of teenagers who stole a couple of vehicles and then proceeded to open fire on an occupied trailer, resulting in the death of a young child. There was also an example, a circumstance of a teenager finding his father's gun in his own home and then proceeding to shoot another teenager in what it was an unprovoked attack. And despite the fact that the focus should be on helping these families through these tragedies and then bringing the perpetrators to justice, the focus is now on the governor of New Mexico, who has decided to, I guess, demonstrate her power, flex her power, and put a ban on firearms for the next 30 days. And here we have yet another example of the average everyday American, the people being punished for the actions of these criminals. I mean, you have somebody who thought it was good to shoot another person in a fit of road rage. You have a group of irresponsible teenagers. You have a negligent father who allowed his son to have access to his gun. You have criminals. You have these psychotic individuals who are doing all of these illegal things, and who is suffering for it, who is paying for it. Not only the families that have lost their loved ones, but also just we the people, you the people, are being punished for what criminals are doing. And I'm really just kind of sick and tired of it, to be honest. I don't think that there's no reason why somebody who is not following the law, somebody who is behaving in an illegal manner, somebody who is a criminal should be dictating what the normal law-abiding citizen gets to do. And this ban has been met, rightfully so, with a number of different protests where people are showing up in a peaceful manner with their guns, not in a demonstration of violence, but in a demonstration of their Second Amendment rights. They are showing up with their rifles on their shoulder and their guns in their holster to demonstrate that this is what a law-abiding citizen looks like. And I think it's fair to point out that there is a high concentration of gun carrying individuals during these protests, but yet there hasn't been any mention of violence. There hasn't been any example of violence. These are responsible individuals, most of them probably fairly well educated on firearms, and they are following the law. They are protesting in a peaceful manner, despite the fact that they have guns. So you begin to question, is the problem really the guns, or is it the individuals? And I'm going to lean more towards the psychotic individuals who go out and perpetrate senseless violence for no reason. And the governor has kind of made this into, they've used the word emergency. It's the same thing with COVID. They have once again used the excuse of an emergency to trample on your rights, to trample on your freedom. And that's why I said it was the 6 weeks to slow the spread moment, because that's exactly what they said during COVID. And then you fast forward 2.5 years later, and we're still dealing with this crap. So I believe that the opposition that has been met is appropriate. I think people should continue to peacefully protest, demonstrate, give examples of what law-abiding citizens are capable of, let them know that it's not us, right? There's no reason why we the people should be constantly punished and constantly trampled upon because of the actions of crazy individuals.